Alrighty, welcome back. It's Friday, and we're going to do a little bit more on the car. We're going to cut the back off here. Yesterday, we put in the square stock along the wheel well here on the inside. So on this piece, we've got it welded here on the square stock, down along here on the square stock. We're going to weld it up over top of the rear end on the square stock, and we'll take a flapper wheel, we'll feather that all off, and we'll weld that down there with all solid all the way along, make that nice and straight. But what is going on, when we sectioned the car, when I mean by section, when we took the roof off, that's chopping. When we took the 9 or whatever inches off the bottom, that would be considered sectioning, because I took some out of the body. I did not take anything off the back. It wasn't there. We were putting on the sill. That's where we done all the work. Now we're coming around to the back. We've sectioned it here. This here was 4 inches down. This wheel well was 4 inches down further. Jimbo helped me section that. We cut it off with a plasma cutter, put it back up on, and weld it back on. Now we have the back that's hanging down. It hangs down a little bit lower than the sill does, and that's not the way it should be, but none of it's the way it should be. It's the way we want it to be. Anyways, as we get going, I'm going to take this back piece off, and I'm going to section this piece and bring it up to match what's going on with the sills. I have a bunch of metal down underneath here that's got to be cut out, so I'll do an incision on the back side and cut it off and try to get that metal out of there. There's an inside construction that goes from the package tray to this piece underneath here that this bolts to. It's quite a piece of steel. We're going to get that out of there. I'm going to have to try to take this off. I put some crown penetrant on it last night before I went in, and I'm hoping them will come off, and then we'll go for it. We had the man that does, what's the gloves called? Ansel or? Ansel, right there, Ansel. The gloves, the man he donated us some gloves, and some Ansel gloves. I like them because they're thin on the hands, and you can feel a lot more with the thinness, and they seem to be fairly tough. He brought us a gift this morning. He brought Fina, the dog, our finest in North America puppy, brought him some dog bites, and he bought us a bottle of Nova 7. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ansel, and that's what we'll call you, Mr. Ansel. He's the one that, donated the gloves, wanted us to try them, and they're awesome. I don't know what else more to say. All the gloves that we use are good, so we use a different bunch of gloves, but for him to drop in and give us a bottle of Nova 7 and the dog some treats, he's up on our special list. You know what I'm saying? Also, another thing happened. It's Friday. When we went to town, me and Jolene did our routine thing. We went to town, and Jolene had got some information on her phone as we were coming home. We have been selected for CBRB. What's that? Canadian Business Review Board. Best business in Canada. Wow. That made me feel good this morning. I bet you it makes Jolene feel a lot better than it does me, because Jolene has a commerce you have a business degree, and that's what it's about, isn't it, baby? Jolene has left school. How many years ago? Jolene left school 5 years ago, and now she's taken her degree, and she's the best business in Canada. That's what she's been selected to. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's something that your classmates should know. That's something that your school should know. That's something that's very awesome. I think my baby's awesome. She looks good too. But I'm going to cut the back of this off and see what happens. First, I think what I have to do is I just looked it over. I'm going to try to take this off, see what happens. And basically, we do the videos so you can watch as I'm doing them. And so, we do them live. We try not to cut anything for the new people that are watching. And we could have tried to loosen them up earlier, made it easier, but that's not the way we do things here. We try to do it with you as you're watching, and it kind of makes it more real, I think, or I would hope, because it's real for me. It's real for me. Best business in Canada. You're going to be you're on review, baby. Huh? Well done. Well done. Nova Scotia is a beautiful day today. No rain today, doesn't look like. Jolene woke up at 7:30 looking like a 10. Coffee in bed. God love her. If the Canadian Business Bureau knew that, you'd get it. Wouldn't they, baby? Huh? All right, let's take these off. I think I got the right socket here. Keep your fingers crossed that them come out. Keep your fingers crossed. If not, you know what I'll do? I'll cut them out, or I'll cut them off. Hey, there's one. Look at that, had it rolling the wrong way first time. This should take off a lot of weight. And this is the only way, like I think I explained it yesterday, I think it's the only way to really make something faster if you can't, you know, buy speed parts, is to make it lighter. I thought that was going to come off a lot harder, but we can tell that the crown penetrant really worked nicely overnight. It worked nice. There's some weight there. There's some weight there. All right, I'm going to take this off. There's a panel. On every panel, on any car usually, you have an outside and then you have an inside. So you generally have a quarter panel on the outside, then you have a wheel well that's on the inside. You have quarter panel down here, then you have a panel that's on the inside, generally. So, honeycomb. All right, I'm going to lay down here and see if I can cut the piece from underneath off. See what's happening here. You can come from that wheel down here and you can see that this piece right here, I have to get this piece out of here, cut this down here, cut that down over there, and then it's all rotted off down here, and then hopefully we can pull it out. So there's more weight that we're going to get rid of, but we got to cut it out first. And I'm going to cut it with the grinder because I do not know what the zip cut, or not the, I'm going to cut it with the zip cut because I do not know what the plasma cutter. I don't want to cut the outside. It's a bit rough there, like the dog that wiped his ass with sandpaper. It's a bit rough at the bottom. Rough. But we'll just go with it and go slow and take it out, and that way there. Then we'll pull that piece, we'll section it. What I mean by section is take some out and bring it up. And there is some complications there, but we're going to try to make it easy. Alrighty. All right. Don't want to bend her up too much. Oh, I think she's going anyways. There's the inside. I didn't want to cut that off or ruin the car. But we had to cut it, do something with it, you know. This kind of car right here is something that you would find in the woods. Yes, it is. It's something you'd find in the woods, and you bring it home and fix it. Alrighty. There's a light going on and off, and I thought it was in my brain, but no, it's behind me. This is the piece that we got down back. It's a nice big chunk of metal. Look, got some nice holes in it. I'd have left it for the holes, but I don't think we need it. So, we've got the back of the car cut off. Yes, we do. We've got some metal pulled out of her. Every time I cut metal off it, generally what I'm hoping is that I do not put that much more metal back into it, and I make it as strong as it used to be or stronger. That's basically the end of it. I'm going to cut this off because... What's that, sweetheart? She wants to check my mic, boy. She wants to touch me, and I cannot complain. Jolene looks amazing today, as always. I'm just going to knock that out for a second, just because right now it's connected to the car. Need my hammer. Right now it's connected to the car, and it's going to be easier to hold it for me. I'm just going to knock this out. Something's got a little dent in there. I'm just going to see if I can get there. She's tough. A little more right there. Man, this thing's raining grinder discs. It's nice there. That's coming out. Good. Good. Go a little bit up further up here. You can see. Just trying to make it look better. I don't want to break that already. Just going to pound on that a little bit. Just pounding, trying to knock it out. She's still got lots of meat there, obviously. Generally, you have to be sort of, what can I say, sort of careful when you're playing with that stuff and you're hammering it out. And I'll tell you the reason why. Once you hammer it out too far, you've got to hammer it back in. And that's not generally what you want to do, is get it out too far. If you get it out too far, it's high. It's better high, yes, for the body man. It's better for the body man, yes it is. But when you start knocking things out too far, you're causing issues. Ooh, I'm loving that. Alrighty. On the back here, on the very back, all that haggle-jaggled stuff, not going to deal with it. And generally what I do is I let the car tell me what it wants or what it needs. And what it needs there is it needs that back cut off, that rust cut off, because I'm not going to fix it. And that's generally what makes up my mind about something, whether I'm fixing it or customizing it or what I'm going to do to it. Like I said, generally, the car usually tells you what it wants. And this car does not want that metal right here because it looks like poop. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make our own body line. Make our own body line. Because we can. Basically it. We're going to make our own body line because we can. Because there's no rules when you do this sort of stuff. You do whatever you want to make yourself happy. And that's what I'm going to do. I got a protractor over here, just sort of, I'll run that across it and see if it's somewhat the same. I could probably scratch it with this to actually do it, actually. I can just go like that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scratch it, see what happens. Let's see what happens. Just keep it in this line. All right, let's take that off. Probably should have done that the first time. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. I got a nice little line there showing now. It's a truer line than I had. But I always tell the truth. Why not? Stay on that scratch line. You know, basically, close as possible. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm not perfect. And that's why I feel like it's okay. All right. I've got to step back and take a look at this. Looks all right to me. I'm going to cut it off with the grinder. And why am I going to cut it off with the grinder? Because the grinder's right there. That's our bottom line. We might as well make it as straight as possible. I want my gloves, and it's probably very easy to cut. So I'm going to cut it with a grinder. On the other side, just make sure. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you have someone bringing you gifts because they appreciate what you're doing, it really shows how some good people are. There's some good people out there, you know, and I want to thank them. And I want to thank the Canadian Better Business Bureau, whoever it is, for, you know, recognizing me and Jolene's work. And if we inspire anybody else to do the same thing, to work hard every day, and get something done, you must know that all your dreams have work clothes on. If you're dreaming for something, you want to be known for something, you want to build something, you want to impress somebody, you must know it has work clothes on. You have to recognize that it has work clothes on. You like the top of the top of the tape or the bottom of the tape? Which one do you like? Bottom of the tape. Looks better already, don't it, baby? Huh? Looks better already. We're done! No, we're not. Anyways, what has to happen here, we got the bottom cut off. And I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna tell myself something at the same time. If I did not know that body line was longer than that, I probably wouldn't know if I seen the car. If I seen the car, I would not know that someone has taken an inch or two off the bottom of that and made that smaller. Would not know it. But basically what I've got going on, I've got the inside cleaned out. She's fresh. She's all new. She's just tins laying there. I want to bring this up. We sectioned the bottom, how many inches, baby? 9 inches? Wow. We cut the bottom off 9, but we sectioned the back first 4. So we'll bring it up. We'll bring it up 5 inches. 5 inches forward. We'll see what happens. Let's do our protractor again. Let's get that thing going again. Man, that thing looks good. Not as good as you though, Jolene. That's for sure. That's for sure. We'll have to go to supper tonight and celebrate, or stay home and drink some Nova 7. How many inches we going? I gotta take a look at this. I gotta take a look at it. I think I want to do 4. And the reason being is, when I look at the car like this, it doesn't look that bad. I think I'd like to do 4. We could do 5. What do you do, 5? 4. Let's do 4. So all I'm going to do is this. Oh, this is what I'm doing right here. Just putting the tractor on like that. And it doesn't matter if it's 4/8 on or not, it does not matter. And the reason being is because the same distance is going all the way across the back. I'm just giving it a guess, or a better guess than I would do it, I guess. That's what's going on. Alrighty, let's do this. Just kind of gonna see what's going on here. All right, this is the part that makes me think a little bit. And when I cut this off and I go to put it back on, it's a little wider up top than it is where I'm taking it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off like that. I'm going to bring it up and see what happens. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to take this much out, and we're going to bring this piece up to there. And then we're going to try to make it fit that. Ugh. See what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, to be honest with you. There's a couple angles there that are going on. And there's a couple angles there that's going on. I'm going to cut that across there. And go there, and then we'll just zip that off. I'll do it with a zip cut. Just do it with a zip cut, I guess. Let's do it. I'm going to go. All right. Now, the reason I'm going here is because when I move it up, I've got this much more. If I cut it back here, I've only got the line into here, so the line would end up here. I'm just trying to get as much as I can underneath that 4-inch. So I'm just staying underneath that 4-inch because I know we're coming up here, but I still want, I'm just doing it that way, I guess. I don't know why, but I am. And if it does not work out, you can blame me. Go. I want to go this way. Be a lot more fun with a plasma cutter, wouldn't it? That's what Jim would think anyways, he'd tell me. I'll just keep cutting it off with the zip cut. I think we're doing fine. I don't know what's going to happen up there yet. Do not know. Have never sectioned a 35 Ford before. Never have sectioned one before. But it was pretty easy. Can, you know, take some out, put it back. And the reason I pick the body lines to weld, like when we chop the roof, the reason I picked the body lines to weld back to when I welded in there on this body line instead of cutting it up here. I see a lot of people cut them up here and then do that, whatever. On these, anything that has a body line, I generally try to bring the panel to the body line. And that way there I can grind in that body line. And you generally have to fill them lines out anyways to make them look really nice. You generally have to fill them out on these cars. But to grind on that edge and put a little filler in there seems easier than to put filler across there. But I generally pick lines and weld them in the body lines. That way there, just because it seems like you're always filling them out anyways, and I'd like to hide as much as I can. Now, we're a little bit shy on that. and I just don't know what. This is what I'm going to do. That one fits there, no problem. Look at that now, would you, huh, baby? We want to go up higher, though. We want to go up higher. I could cut it in half and make a piece. Yes, I could. And separate it and put a piece in the middle. Don't know if I want to do that. Don't know if I want to do that. What's that, Spear? Mm-hmm. Basically, we want to go up. That might be my best bet, is to cut it in half and then put a piece in it. Might be my best bet. Because, and the reason I'm thinking this, I can cut it here, stretch that over. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I think I might even do that instead of cutting it. Don't want to cut it. I'm just thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it down here, turn this one over, split it down here, turn this one over, and then get it to match them lines. And then we'll fill that in. When I cut it and bring it over, that means I've stretched it. To me, that means I've stretched it. Alrighty, and we'll go above these two lines here. I should almost, I should mark that really good. I want to mark that so I don't lose it. I'm going to get a marker. And the reason I don't want to lose it is because I don't want to get it crooked in the back there. And it'd be very easy to get that crooked with that back. I mean, very easy to get it crooked. I don't want to get it crooked. Nope, not at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a marker on here of the line that we had. And we're going to try to stay with that because basically that's what we had. Or that's the 4-inch or whatever we decided to go up. These DeWalt markers are something else. These things mark no matter. These things are good. If you want something you can count on, that DeWalt marker is it. Milwaukee, sorry. Sorry, Milwaukee, sorry, I apologize. Joel need to straighten me out. I apologize. Yeah, so looking at that right now, putting that back on again, it does not fit. Does not fit. I can cut it in half, put a piece in, I can. Don't know if I want to do that or not. I'm just wondering if I split it open, if I can get it to work. That goes on there really easy if I split it in half. And if I split it, I'm going to have to cut that out of there, obviously, to get that down in there. Or maybe not. No. I am going to cut it in half. What the hey? I think it would be nicer than have that cut here. This is just a little strip here. I just have to make a nice little strip there and go with that. I think I'm going to cut it in half. Where's half? Put it here. I'm going to put it here. Instead of cutting it on the edge and trying to pull it out, I think this might look a little funny when I pull that out. Who knows, but it's just as easy to put a little tiny piece in the center and make that fit really nice and make that fit really nice, and then put a little tiny strip in the center because we are stretching it, because we are sectioning it. I want to put that down where I had it, put it on there like I had it, and I'm just going to mark center closely. Center. Let's cut it in half. So I had to make up my decision. There's more, there's more than one way to put that piece on. Yes, there is. I could, there's more than one way to put that piece on. I could cut it in half. I can split it there, stretch it. I can just leave this and cut this piece on. Can do a bunch of stuff. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it in half. Basically. That doesn't fit there, obviously. I'm going to put that on there like so. I'm going to cut that down in there like that. I'm just going to take a marker. Got to get my Milwaukee marker. Just going to fit that on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on this line. I'm not going to go with that line there. Not going to go with that line. I'm going to go with this line right here. That line right there. Push that on. Put that on like that. I think I'm going to mark that. Got a little bit off. I'm going to cut that off there. Didn't want to do that. Basically just trying to get it to fit together. What I got going on there. Had to cut a little bit off that line to get it in there. All right, what it deserves now, it deserves a spot of weld, and then we're going to make it fit. Let's do it. Let's do it. Welder. Air hose does not need to be stretched out, does it not? I don't think I need the air hose stretched out, do I? Let's get that out of the way for a second. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to try to get that corner to fit the best it can. Get it fit best it can. And then we'll go to the other side and we'll do the same to the other side, get it fit best we can. And then we'll go from there. Once we get the back tied in, I guess the doors are the only thing that are left. The doors will be the only thing that are left. I lost my cover for a minute. Nope, right here. This is kind of fun to get into. It's kind of fun to get into right in front of your very eyes, because I don't know generally what's going to happen when I cut things off like that. I generally don't know. I have an idea. I have an idea. Now, just going to tack that in the corner because that looks straight down, going down that way. I'm happy with that right there. So that's where I'm going to start, right on that corner where it comes down like that is where I'm going to start. We're going to get the old welder going. We're going to turn on the gas. Going to make sure that we have a coat hanger or a welding rod. Thank you very much for the welding rods. They've been coming in very handy. I use them non-stop, full time. Yes, I do. And the reason being is, I guess, I'm a little rougher. I said a little rougher. I use a grinder and a zip cut, and I use the plasma cutter a lot. It speeds me up a lot, but that's really not a fine dress tool for doing fine work, you know. I'm using the everyday tools to make it happen, and that makes me happy that I'm able to use the everyday tools. So I'm guessing, just trying to make that straight there. What a helmet, man. Right there was where I'll use that coat hanger. Yes, I will. Alrighty, we got her tacked on there. That's where I'll plunk that in there and fill that in. Now, I'm going to bring that down here and put it on. I'll make this work here in a minute. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. I'm going to take and close this, take this off, clean this up. I'm going to put it on that, tack it on that line, and that way there, I can clean the rest of it up and go for it. I'm going to go on that line right there. Yes, I am. Doesn't help that. Right there, that line right there, I'm going with. Awesome. So, just tacking it on. I can take the grinder and clean that up now. Let's get this to fit. And the way to make this fit, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to take and put that little welding rod down here somewhere, right there. I'm going to fill that little hole in. They call hole filled, they call that. I'm just going to run that down a little bit, because when I push it down, it goes over on the body. I want to take a little more off it so I can get down in there. Just be careful. Right now, will you? I'm going to get a hammer. I'm just going to make this look a little nicer. Let's go get our hammer. Let's go get our hammer. Oh, right there. Ooh, that's nice. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice. I want to. Ooh, I love it. I love it. How you doing, John? Okay. Looks nice. I'm happy with that. I'm going to tack this on because it's starting to fold up on me. Put this on. And just put this spot on here somewhere. That spot there. Don't get down too far. little tiny up spot there. Just want to shrink that little tiny bit right there, that's all. Just want to shrink it a little bit. You can see how when it shrunk it, I put it right back together. I like the fit of that. That's nice. Basically, that's around the corner. We'll clean that up so Jolene can weld it really well. Did you hear that, Jolene? Ah, she can weld that really well. Come around and take a look at this. Like that's, yeah, it looks pretty nice there. Flared it a little bit there. Kind of comes down nice on this line. That's what we're happy about. We still have the exact same body line. We can grind that off. There's not much going on there. We just got to get this other side on now. Do the exact same thing. Da, 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 da. All right, this has got to be cut off. I'm going to shut this off for a second. Take my helmet off. Just do this. See what happens. I want this over here, this knee pad. I'm gonna have to go back and forth there a little bit, I see. That's kind of kicked around like that a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. That's where it was going. Exactly. Oh no, I can push that in, obviously. Ah, there we go. I pushes in a little bit. Ah, now I see. Just had to mess with it a little bit. Now, turn this off. I guess the object that I play, or try to play, is one behind. There's a line right there. I guess the game I play is try to do all the fabrication I can without making the most cuts. You know what I mean? I try to do the less cuts as possible. I guess is basically the end of it. I try to do less cuts as possible. Okay, that's like that. I cut the side off. That one seems to want to fit, but it doesn't want to fit there. Not that high. Right about there. Make a mark, I guess. Let's make a mark. Take that on there then. Do. Still left in there. You guys see how I cut that other side? I'm kind of forgetting how I want to cut them both the same is what I want to do. I want to cut them both the same. start with. All this is going to be cut off on the underneath once I get this planted on. All this is coming off. And I'll cut it off right at the line itself. All right, I'm going to... Whatever's left on there. All right, I'm going to tack that on there now. I just wonder if I'm up the same height or not. Let's stick it on and then take a look. We'll stick it on and then take a look. Cool. Bum, 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 bum. What is that right there? I'll zip cut this after I get it tacked on, looking somewhat where I want it to look like. See what's going on here first. Just want to tack it on. One tack, I can still move it. Two tacks, you're done. It's looking in the right spot. Look, we're just a little bit over top of that hole. Working out good for me. That's what it seems like to me. Good. Pretty. I'm going to put this on down here. It looks all right. I'm going to zip cut around here a little bit. Need a hammer. In there. All right. All right. All right, let's get this. I might even have to split. Nope. All right, all right, all right. I'm gonna hit this over here. Just gonna tack it there for now. I want to see what's going on here. I got a little stretching going on. Has to be shrunk there a little bit. I'm into some. All right. I'm gonna weld this side on. This side on. Put this side in. Cut that off. I'm going to put that down in there. I got to cut more off that. Here we go. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Bum, bum, bum. That's what we wanted. I'm going to push that down in, and then I'll cut a little bit more out of that, and then put it back down because it needs to be more taken out of it. It's got a spot there. Hey, probably could get my third arm, but see, when I hammer this down, it'll go over top more or less. See how it went over top again? It's not fitting bad. It's back on there right now. Looks quite nice, actually. I like a little gap for my grinder. My welder, I guess. The old lead there is tricky stuff. Put that in. Yeah. Whatever didn't stay, we'll hit it again with the. Straighten that out a little bit. Good. Now we're starting to get it to fit. That's basically what I'm going for, trying to get it to fit the nicest I can. I'm going to put that down in there. And then tack that in there. All right. Watch yourself, sweetheart. Here we go. Pop that weld right down in there. Get that piece off from the inside so we get down nice and flush. Beautiful. Awesome. Gonna be beat in there a little bit. So step back, take a look. Step back and take a look. Just sectioned the back of her. Cool. Looks good. Basically what I'm looking for is this line here to be straight. That's what I'm looking for, that line to be straight. That to be straight going this way or whatever it's supposed to be. We'll get both sides the same. That's what we'll do. We'll make both sides the same. Spot weld that back together. Let's make a piece for that right there. All the stuff when we weld this up, just like the wheel well itself, there'll be a weld mark all the way around the inside of that. You'll see it. I'm just going to take a zip cut and I'm just going to go in there. I could zip cut that off. I could zip cut that and butt weld that on there. I can. It just is easy for me, I guess, or easy enough for Jolene to leave it like this, weld it on, and zip cut it off in the back, and it's just as good as anything else, I would say. Where that's welded on is where you'd have to grind it off and fill it. You'd have to fill that line anyways. So let's make a piece for that. What's that, baby? Can we make it out of the patina metal? Jolene is asking me to make it out of the patina metal, and that's a very great, very good idea. We have any? I've got the doors back there. Let me wait. I'll go get it right back. Digging in this dumpster full time. How you doing, John? Good thinking, Jolene. Good thinking. I've already had these out twice, cut the hinges off, thrown them back in the garbage twice. Now I'm taking it out for the third time. How was the drive to the airport? Good. That means good. Look, it looks funny in the back to me now because it's so short, but it sure does look better with the wheel well coming down like that, you know? Looks way better. I need a piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Paper would be just as good, cardboard. Pair of scissors. Oh, they work. We got a straight piece. Hello, Fina. What I'd like to do, to get a true read, I would like to have an impression put on that. If I can go like this. Come on, baby. Ah, man, moved it. That's a sin. That's a sin. I had to move it. I'll just do this then. How's that? On the side and mark it. See it. See the mark here? Somewhere close. Got that out. Transfer it to a piece of metal as quick as possible. Beautiful. Jolene left me a piece there. What's that? Oh, yeah. Sorry, sweetheart. Sorry. Trying to... We do this piece. Good thing you're on the ball. Huh? You're on the ball. It does make the bum look different, you know? A little shorter, a little shyer. Once you get it welded around there, it'd be just fine. What's that? Well, it's pretty hard to section the rest of it and not the back of it. It's almost like giving the car a mullet. And I don't mind a mullet, mind you. I do not mind it. It's just it was rusty back there. We want to finish it up and get it nice and clean, and make something out of it. Some of that undercoating did a good job, and some of it didn't. You know what I'm trying to say? Do it. Not bad, eh? Get a little roll in her. A roll in her. I'm going to go to the metal station. I think it's a little, give me a nice tighter roll than that. That would do it, wouldn't it? Just trying to get it rolled on the edge there where it's got a nice tight little roll. We're going to go with that. A little shape to it. Basically about it. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one side in, and then I'll cut the other side. What I mean by cut the other side is I'll do the zip cut trick, eh? We'll weld this side on. We'll zip cut this side. That's what we're going to do. Grinder. On the back side, we know where it's welded. We just come in and zip that all off, nice and flush, and beautiful. You could zip cut and butt it. You could if you wanted to. Don't feel like it's necessary. The time, I don't want to spend the time. And that's basically what I don't want to do. I don't want to spend the time doing that. I'd rather just weld it all up, cut it off. That's what I'd rather do. Weld this side on. A little flush down, a little crooked in the bottom, but I can fill that hole. Let's do the other side. That piece out of there. I'll hold that right there, just because that piece has got to come out. There we go. Let's get that piece in there. Pair of pliers, just bring that tight together at the bottom. Probably could have picked a little rustier piece, couldn't I, baby? Huh? Bring that together. We'll bend on it. I like how that's fitting there. And I don't like how that one's sitting there. Bend that down around a little bit. Feels good. Feels good. Wonderful. Just going to take and do this. Ouch. Burnt me. Damn it. I'll be foolish. Won't burn me this time, betcha. Just putting pressure on it. Very easy. Get something welded to the end of your tip of your gun. Just getting too close. That's all it is. That's my fault. Getting too close. So we're pretty well in place there. Just going on this side. Knock this side on a little better. Alrighty. And basically what's going to happen is I've got to take a look at it. I'm going to stand back and take a look at it. That's what I got to do. And then, yeah. I guess. Stand back and take a look. It looks fine to me. I might take and knock something down here a little bit. Looks good to me. What I have to do now, you can come here and you can see on the back side. Actually, it's not a bad piece to, yeah, really. The piece that I've covered, the piece that we've covered, we've welded on here. You can see little spot welds up here where these holes are, is where we spot weld on. This is the new metal down here. This is the body line. See, this is hanging down to the body line. It'd almost be nice to bring that together and weld that together and make that tight and right. Then it's a matter of running a piece of square stock from here across the back over to there, and then we lay our floor pan on it. Poof, done. You know, piece of square stock from this square stock here, around the back, nail welded to this, all the way around over to that square stock and that wheel well, and then we lay a piece of aluminum on top of it, and the floor would be done in the back. Basically, that's about the end of it. Cool. So, just going to stand back and take a look at it. There you go, sweetheart. There's the back of your car. Just like that. So we've sectioned the back of it 4 inches, and we're good to rock and roll. What do you think, sweetheart? Good? All right, let's give away a hat or a shirt. Let's give away a hat or a shirt. Let's do it. Burnt my finger. Yow! Yow! Let's give away a hat or a shirt. That was fun to do that. Didn't know for sure what I was going to do there, but it went okay. And that's basically what we do here, is we show you as I'm doing it, and I'm trying to perform right in front of your very eyes. Yow, my finger. I burnt my finger. I'm okay. I'm just whining and crying, that's all. $483 comments. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Anybody throwing out comments is taking time, so I want to show you appreciation by giving you a hat or a shirt. And that's the only way that we want to give it out, is we want to show appreciation back to the people that show it to us. We want to thank you. Haler, is that Hey Jer? Hey Jer, you want a hat or shirt of your choice. Chad, the auto chopping chaplain does it right before our very eyes, and all in hand basket, of course. Cool. That's what we did today. We did a little chopping for your likes. You want a hat or a shirt of your choice. We appreciate it. We appreciate the gift this morning. Cheers from, is it Kirk? Kier. Kier? What? Kier. Kier. Thanks, Kier. We appreciate it. give dogs treats to Fina, bought me and Jolene a bottle of Nova 7. We'll drink that kindly. And we'll see you tomorrow, won't we, baby?
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow.